everyone is calling us in from and joining us from. We do have the group chat open for everybody. My name is Catherine and I am from Michaels, and we are so thrilled to have you here with us today. We know this is such a crazy time, so we are just here to help you make and create and just be here for you just in case you're lonely. And we know this is maybe your 1 hour of the day away from your kids, you know, away from work. So we are so grateful that you are spending this hour with us today.
Start waving.
New Jersey. Yeah, everyone start waving.
Start waving as you come in.
Yes, we do have y'all on mute, just so you know, but if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you want to make fun of Joe, you want to tell Joe how much you maybe love him, I don't, but you can just comment in the group chat there, and we will make sure that we get those comments and questions read and answered, so please don't worry.
We're going to keep waving. We're not going to
Everyone keep waving. Tunisia, San Diego, Dallas, Texas, all right, Nebraska. This is awesome, guys. Washington State. Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, I know that everyone is not here to see me, and they are all here to see Joe. So without further ado, I'm going to hand it off to everyone's favorite, Joe from Siser.
How's it going, everyone? Thank you so much for coming in today. Again, this has been, I've lost track, Catherine. How many have I done so far with Michaels?
I mean, it feels like a million,
6,
but like
7?
at least 9 maybe? I don't know.
It's been awesome, and I can't thank each and every one of you guys for coming in, taking the time out of your day, and hanging out with us for some of these crafty takeovers that I get to do. I'm actually in my basement, for those that haven't been to one of these, hanging out in my basement studio that I put together. I have the awesome Michaels backdrop, which is just a cardboard box, but it adds the crafty aesthetic that we have down here. But thank you guys. Keep telling us where you're watching from. I'm seeing a lot of all over the place right now, which is great. I even saw some Michigan in here. I am in Michigan, so how's it going? Thank you guys. So yeah, we have a fun little project to do today. And I don't even know where to begin with this, because this little tote bag Catherine sent to me, and it was kind of one of these things where I was like, what do I even do with something of this size? So before I call Catherine out on this, this little project we're doing today, what kind of project would you do with a tote bag like this? Wait, first, Catherine, tell everyone what this product is actually called, and if it's provided by Michaels.
Are you sure you don't want to tell everyone what it's called?
No, I kind of want you to tell people what this tiny little.
That tiny precious little tote bag is a mini canvas tote bag that comes in a 5-pack from Michaels. So
yes,
really great for personalized little party favors. Maybe a flower girl bag, maybe to hold your inhaler. I don't know. It's very
there you go. So what would you guys do with something like this? I'm always curious, because it is a canvas bag. So this is one question that people ask us at Siser all the time. Oh, let me start properly, right, for my lessons. And for those that have been to any of these lessons so far, you know my first lesson of this whole class is how to properly pronounce Siser. So this awesome roll that you can get at Michaels, which I'm sure you've seen, this is a Siser product. So that's the product. That's what I always like to start the class with, how to properly pronounce Siser. So now, when we get questions about this all the time, about decorating on a canvas anything, whether it's a canvas bag, a canvas flag, a canvas covering, anything like that, people ask, can you heat apply on top of it? And the question, or the response we always say is absolutely. So in this case, I would suggest using heat transfer vinyl for it. People have also asked us if our Easy PSV works, which is our pressure sensitive vinyl. So it is a decal type vinyl, another product that Michaels has. You can use it on canvas, but if you're looking to have something that's going to be long-term, it is ideal to use heat transfer vinyl on it. So that's what we're gonna do today. It is a fun little bag, and I definitely was told to tell you that this is the actual size. There was no shrinking of this bag. So in proportion, I'm really trying to figure out what to do. So what I came up with, for those that don't know me, which is probably everybody on here, I am a huge coffee drinker. I guess you could probably tell by the amount of amped up I am in a lot of my videos that I do. And that is because I run on only caffeine. So I just kind of want to do a quick plug on one of these coffees that I've just recently got into. And yes, it is called Death Proof. So this coffee right here, or Death Wish rather, up in the corner, it says world's strongest coffee. So for those that enjoy coffee, I have to say that this is literally the strongest coffee I've ever had. And
hey Joe.
Yep.
Where do you keep all those boxes of K-Cups you have?
You know, in that sweet pantry that I have down here.
In your basement? Yeah. Your secret
in
basement closet?
My secret basement closet. So if you saw the other video I did about the decorating the mask, and I did it with the Easy Weed Glow in the Dark, I went into my pantry where my coffee is stored, and it really showed, and Catherine got all scared because I have a pantry in my basement. It sounds weird, but I'm harmless, guys, I promise you. But yet I'm sitting here showing you this awesome K-Cup, and it's got this wild skull and crossbones. Interesting marketing, but really, really good coffee. So that is the project we're going to show you today. I'm going to apply 2 different Siser heat transfer vinyls onto this canvas. So here's the finished product. I have another one ready to go to show you what I did. But just to get you an idea of what we're doing today, I'm using Siser Easy Weed brown for this underbase here, and then this little cup area is actually our rose gold glitter heat transfer vinyl. So it is even showing you a little bit of layering as well, which is a big topic that people have questions on. So I'm just going to show you this quick example today just to get a little bit of an idea going. And if you guys have any questions along the way, please feel free to ask them in the group chat, and then Catherine will get to them. So does anyone have questions before we begin? Because I'm going to kind of just cruise through this. It should be a pretty quick class.
There is a question about that cool pattern on your shirt, Joe.
So you like that?
I mean, it's great, but I didn't ask the question. Someone would like to know about that cool pattern on your shirt.
I wasn't talking about it. Okay, yeah. What was the question?
What is the cool pattern on your shirt?
Oh, what? This is actually another example of layering. And this is something I can show you down the line that we can go over. I'm going to keep my shirt on, but it is actually just Easy Weed Electric. And I layered our Strip Flock product, which is a very, very unique product, which I haven't done a class on yet, but I layered it over the Easy Weed Electric. So it really gives dimension on the overall effect. So that just shows you the possibility of stuff that you can do with mixing different medias together. So that's what I really love to do about these classes, is show you the potential of adding some value to your finished good, especially if you sell these and you have a small business yourself, because when you add these kind of affected finished goods, like the finished heat transfer vinyls, it really does start to up the value of your overall good, like finished good. So that is something to remember when you start thinking about what the cost would be or what you should charge somebody when you are done decorating something. Now, if you're doing something for yourself and it's just for fun, absolutely. It's still an awesome way to really showcase and show some uniqueness. So that's really what I like to do in a lot of my lessons. So I will do something like this in another class down the line, but absolutely. Thank you for that question. So today I'm probably going to be doing this for a while because Catherine loves when I show this thing. I am working with this heat press. And for those that have been to these classes already, you've seen this heat press in action. And this is the Siser Craft Press, which is not available yet. But Catherine, let them know when this is available at Michael's.
We are so excited to let everyone know that this heat press will be available at Michael's in early September. So keep an eye out. We are absolutely thrilled. We know Joe is thrilled. I'm thrilled that we can now talk about it, so Joe stops getting me in trouble. But yes, so just keep an eye out. We are so excited.
Yes. So I'm really, really stoked for you guys to eventually be able to use a heat press, especially with Siser heat transfer vinyls, because the most important part of it all is to make sure that it is properly applied to whatever substrate you're heat applying on. It makes the application a lot faster and more efficient. So what's awesome about this heat press is you have 9 by 12 inches to work with. So that right there would fully put this entire logo on the front of your shirt in one press. Well, really two, because there's 2 products, but it's going to do it all at once. Now, again, anything I ever show in any of my classes, if you are using a home iron or an easy press, you can absolutely do what I show you today. It is just very, very important to make sure that your temperature is at the adequate temperature we suggest, or at least close to it. And it is very, very important that you guys use even, firm pressure. So really make sure that you're pushing down with some force when you are bonding your transfers together. So that's very important with those. Now, with the heat press, you can regulate your pressure, by clamping it down. Sorry for any rockiness, but I have obviously firm pressure on that, which is very important with thinner products. So what's really cool is if you did have a ton of these to decorate, just to show you, even though I only have 2, but just to show you, I could set up 2, essentially I could set up 4 on this entire heat press to press all at once. So if you had a business and you were doing these kind of little tote bags or other things like koozies, little things that you could line up, you could knock out multiple at one time. So that is also very efficient when you do have a business and you are trying to make sure you get stuff done rapidly and efficiently. So all right, so next step, I have my cut pieces already ready to go. So again, I'm using the Siser Rose Gold Glitter and the Easy Weed Brown for the underbase. So what's also really cool for those that don't know and haven't used or seen the other classes I've done, I have my heat print on right now. So, well, I should say before I get to this part, the application end of it as well, since I am mixing 2 medias together. For those that haven't used this heat transfer vinyl, when you get the rolls at Michael's, it's going to give you a tech sheet like this that's wrapped around it. So the tech sheet you want to hang on to this because it has a lot of important information for you to read, and for application, you can link to our app, which has a bunch of great information that you can get to. We have the recommended fabrics we suggest for that particular product. This one is for the glitter. Now, what people ask is, well, you have glitter says 320 degrees and Easy Weed says 305 degrees. If you're going to press them on a heat press, are you going to balance between, are you going to change the temperatures? Are you going to go to 305, then switch to 320? No, you don't have to do that. In this case, I'm actually going to split the temperature between 320 and 305. So I actually have my heat press right now set to 312 degrees. So that way I can actually apply both of them without having to ever touch the temperature again. Does anyone have questions about that? All right. So what I like showing, what's really cool, for those that enjoy weeding, Catherine, how much do you love weeding?
Not as much as you, Joe.
Okay.
I'm not very good. Like, I don't have the patience for it. So it's not cathartic to me like it is for so many people.
There you go. That's a good way to put it, because I do feel that same way. For me, I like to just kind of speed up the process. For those that enjoy weeding, I absolutely admire that. Some people find it very relaxing. For me, it just adds more stress to the time I have. But what's great, for those that have a lot of work to do, a lot of jobs to finish, if you have your heat press ready to go, it's turned on, all you have to do when you are working with Easy Weed, any of the Siser Easy Weed family, so whether it's regular Easy Weed Electric, Easy Weed Stretch, Easy Weed Glow in the Dark, all those fun names, you can do this trick. And what I'm doing is I just warmed up this lower platen. So it is kind of warm, kind of hot. Don't touch this because this is the heating element. But once I have that warmed up, you see it, I just laid my cut piece down onto, now weeding this off just falls right off. So if you had a ton of things to weed, this could save so much time to weed out all your excess material. Now, it is very important to make sure that your cut is good before you do that, because if you have a bad cut, it may lift off the carrier sheet. But that's okay, because what's great about the Easy Weed line is it has a sticky backing. So if anything lifts up, you can lay it back down, not a big deal. Now, the other one is glitter. And glitter, people ask us kind of all the time too, and those that have heat presses, can you do the same trick with glitter, since glitter does also have a sticky backing? You absolutely can, but my only suggestion about that is that just be a little bit cautious on doing that with finer pieces, because since glitter has a rough surface like this, if it does lift off the carrier, it does make it a little bit harder to lay back down. So just be cautious when you do the heat press trick with glitter, and just make sure that your cut is accurate. And here's for those that are in the South, like, you know, Catherine, how hot is it there right now?
You know, it's tolerable, but it's definitely it's been around kind of the 80s and 90s lately, but I'm just happy to see the sun. So
absolutely. Does it get humid?
Oh yeah. Not like Houston, but
yeah. So, you know, down in areas of Texas, like, so if you're in Texas, you're in Florida, anywhere in the South, Louisiana, even here in Michigan, for those that are here in Michigan watching this, you guys know that over the weekend and these last couple of days got really hot all of a sudden, and it got humid. It is also very important to make sure that in those cases, if your house gets really hot or you're working in your garage and it gets really hot, you need to make sure that you store your Siser heat transfer vinyl that you're not using in a climate controlled space. So for anybody that's ever had any issues of it actually kind of falling off the carrier before you've even cut it, that is really due to the temperature of the climate you're in. So you really want to be cautious that you keep your unused glitter heat transfer vinyl, or really any of your heat transfer vinyl, out of any kind of high humidity, direct sunlight. Keep it climate controlled, and that is going to preserve the lifetime of your unused Siser products as long as you possibly can. So here down in my basement, it's cool, it's climate controlled, it's not next to a, even if you have it climate controlled and away from outside, but if you have a shelf that may be next to a window and sun is beating down on it, it will affect the overall product. So it is important to make sure that you do have this stored somewhere where it doesn't get into high temperature. So I just wanted to explain that real fast, in case anyone's ever dealt with it. Now, we have kind of a weird, interesting way of salvaging your product if you do get it to where it is falling off the carrier before you cut it. We do suggest, I know it's going to sound kind of weird, but put it in your freezer for about 5 minutes. And what that's going to do is the freezer is going to solidify that adhesive on the carrier. So it's going to actually make it sticky again. So that way you can actually lay your piece back down. That's if you ever deal with this. All right, did you get that, Catherine? You good?
I'm learning so much.
All right. So now we're going to do the application, and I'm going to knock this out on the heat press. Now, first thing I'm doing is checking the pressure. Now, I know that's good pressure. I am laying the handles of the tote bag off of the heat press I want to make sure I'm getting flat, even pressure, even though I know the edges of the tote bag may cause a little bit of uneven pressure. So if you have something small enough, like a piece of a mouse pad or a little heat press pillow, you could place it inside the tote bag and press on it. But if you don't, it's okay. Just make sure when you're using a heat press like this too, to make sure your pressure is good. If you are using a home iron, that's actually where the benefit is, because you could target those specific spots. You just want to make sure that you are applying the proper pressure. So I'm going to lay my first layer down. And what's great about the heat press is if you have even pressure, a 1 second tack is all it takes to apply that. I just tacked that down. It's not finished. It's just so now I can line up.
Hey, Joe, do you need a cover sheet or anything?
Don't you mess with me. So I just got called out for not having a cover sheet. I apologize, guys. Absolutely use a cover sheet if you can. I recommend using a piece of parchment paper. That's all I'm using today. And this will protect your upper platen. I didn't use it this time. I apologize for that, but thank you for calling me out. I just do that to see if anybody is actually watching. So now I'm going to actually tack my glitter down for a second too, because yes, you can do that, and as you saw, but it's not done. The reason why I did that, and I guess I just pitched the cover. So if anybody ever has dealt with this, this is another learning trick. If you have your carrier sheet, you see it might be tough to pick up, but you see how my carrier sheet of the glitter went over the easy weed like this? If I would have pressed that for the full duration and then peeled the carrier, this would have had a big line down the middle of it. It would have had a line over this area of my design. So the reason I did that 1 second tack was to avoid any of those impression marks that will happen if you leave the carrier sheet on. So again, it's a big benefit with the Siser glitter and the Siser Easy Weed family is that you can tack it down for a second, peel the carrier, and you can avoid having any of those impression marks. But since that's fine, that's the final thing, I want to make sure I go back and press it for the entire duration, which is about 15 seconds to actually bond both layers down.
Hey, Joe, there was a question earlier. If you were making multiples and you were having to do both sides, would you just heat both sides and both sides would be safe?
Absolutely. So do not fear to do both sides of your bag. You can absolutely decorate both sides. You aren't going to hurt this side of your design. Like I said, all you would have to do is flip it upside down and go and press on the other side. The only thing you may notice if you use a heat press like this is this lower pad. So this pad right here is just a cushion, but it also has a little impression, like it's got a little pattern on it. It kind of looks like a yoga mat a little bit, but it's very fine detail. The only thing you may notice is when you flip it upside down and you're pressing on this side, when you go back to the other side, a product like Easy Weed may potentially take on that impression. So it may kind of actually leave a little pattern in the finish of it, but that's okay. You can go back and take a regular iron, put a cover sheet on it, and just kind of iron it out, and it should flatten that out, no problem. So absolutely, you could decorate both sides. That's the same thing that goes with a t-shirt, you know, any kind of garment, whether you want to do a front and a back, you can absolutely do that. The only time you kind of want to be careful is when, I don't have an example readily available, but if you're ever using anything with mesh, now if you have a mesh material or maybe even a mesh canvas, some canvases kind of have a little bit of, you can see the holes in between them. That is where you may want to be careful on your application and use a pillow, like a heat press pillow or something in between, because if you press those together, the adhesive from one side might go through the mesh holes and leak into the other side of it. So really either use a heat press pillow or thread it through your lower platen, and that should be completely fine. Other than that, you can absolutely decorate all over your garments or your substrate. So great question, by the way. And this is the finished result. So that was the full application. So for 2 different product types, took me 15 seconds in total to do 2 layers. You saw how fast the weeding was. Just to show you where my K-cups are going now. This is what I'm going to be using. I actually wanted to see how many I could fit in this. You guys guess how many of these K-cups I can fit in this little tote bag. I have them ready to go. I want to see some guesses in the comment section.
Oh, we've got 6.
We got 6.
8,
right, so
10.
10.
12.
Remember, this is the size, guys. I'm going to give you that quick. All right.
4.
I think it's going to be, Catherine.
You know, I'm going to go with 4 as well because that's my lucky number.
4?
Yeah.
All right, so we have to beat 4, guys. You ready? Someone said 20. Wow. Let's see. Let's see. Here is the bag. I'm going to load it up. Let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm making it happen. I'm going to say 6. I'm making it happen. That's it, guys. Look at it. 6.
Yes. Great.
I guess if I did my geometry a little bit better, maybe I could have fit 1 more, but I'd say comfortably, I'm going to get like 6 in there. I don't want to crush these precious things. They are a part of my daily routine, but I can put 6, hang this up right next to my Keurig, and I have my K-cups are ready to go, save some space, and also have this really awesome looking mini tote canvas bag. What did you say, Catherine?
Mini canvas tote bag that comes in a 5-pack. Great job, Joe.
Thank you.
So someone had a great idea. That bag would be great to use to kind of keep your mask safe and protected when you're not wearing it.
I'm sorry?
Someone had a great idea that bag would be great to use to like keep your mask safe and protected. It's good size.
Oh, your face mask?
Mask, yeah.
Let's see. Hold on. I got my so I did this one the other day, but this was the face mask that I did in one of my other Michael's classes. This is the glow in the dark easy weed. Super cool, but this was done with the Bella Canvas face mask that Michael's has. So absolutely. So great idea. You could take your mask if you weren't using it. Obviously decorate the bag however you want, but you could place it right inside there. You could probably fit a couple of those Bella Canvas, especially since they are a one-time use. So you could carry a couple of them, keep them in your car, have them hanging ready to go. One-time use. So excellent idea. So there's a lot of potential with these little bags. I just kind of wanted to get feedback from everybody. But this was one that I figured I would definitely use since I'm a big coffee fan. I was also saying before this, like any of your Siser accessories that will be available at Michael's soon, you could also rock in there and hang on to, because I have, you know, craziness all over here. So a lot of potential with these little guys. But yeah, that was the lesson for today. Does anyone have any last minute questions?
I did see a question come through about kind of the different softwares you could use to cut Siser.
Softwares?
Yeah, like could you use Design Space or Cricut to cut and Cricut Design Space to design, and then Silhouette maybe?
Absolutely, yeah. So I didn't really go over that too much in this one, but I have in my previous classes to just kind of show you some of the softwares I use. And what I use is either Corel or Adobe Illustrator. But if you use Silhouette Studio or you use Design Space or another one that I've been kind of telling people about that want to try a little bit more of a advanced graphic program that's actually free. It's called Inkscape. In any of those softwares, you can actually do any of your designing, and then obviously either your silhouette or your Cricut will absolutely cut any of the Siser heat transfer vinyls that you can get your hands on at Michael's. So that's not a problem at all. And what's great on, again, if you do download the Siser app, which if you guys get these tech sheets that come with the Siser heat transfer vinyl rolls, the QR code right there is going to send you over to the Siser app that you can download on your phone. And what we have, what's great about the app is it's got all of the recommended cut settings for either the silhouette or the Cricut. So if you ever wanted to know what we recommend for Siser glitter, we have a recommendation for the cut setting, or if you had easy weed, same thing. But just remember though, when we do have a recommendation, they are simply that. You know, obviously you're going to have to know what kind of condition your cutter is in, whether your blade is in a good condition, your cut strip's in a good condition. And so it may not be exactly how, like what we say every time. So you really do want to make sure you do a test cut before you do your whole run, and make sure that your blade is set correctly and all that is good to go before you do your cut. Obviously, us at Siser, we're more than happy to always help you guys with any cut settings, recommendations, product knowledge, all sorts of stuff like that. So by all means, feel free to follow us on Facebook. We are very active on Facebook, on Instagram, our YouTube channel. But obviously, Michael's is a huge partner. So like all of our products that they sell, we will absolutely be there to help you guys out if you have any questions on how to work with them. And I love doing these classes, but I really always love to get feedback to know what you guys want to learn with Siser products, and something that I can show you that you've been curious about. Even if it's something like this, even if, you know, the next time I have a class, I do something showing layering like this. I love that. So feel free to give some feedback. And absolutely, I'm seeing another class tomorrow, right? So Catherine, let everyone know what's going on tomorrow.
Yeah, so tomorrow is, I think it's National Creativity Day. I'm probably butchering the actual fancy name of the day. Sorry, Joe. But at michaels.com/online classes, not only for tomorrow, but every day of the week, we are always putting up new classes that you can take. So we've got an entire lineup of classes all day, including one Joe so graciously agreed to host even on
you guys want to sneak
Saturday.
What I'm doing?
I bet they do.
You guys want to see what I'll be doing tomorrow? It's pretty intense. I don't know. Yeah?
We got a yes.
You got a yes? Okay. That's all I needed. I'm super stoked about this because this was another fun project, or another cool substrate that Michael sent me, were these awesome aprons. And I figured I would do my art apron. So check that out. I am doing so much action tomorrow. I'm going to be showing you layering holographic, Siser holographic on top of our easy weave. I'm going to be showing you using the easy patterns, glitter on top of easy weave, and I'm going to be showing you just 2 other easy weave products later, but all layered on this apron. So a lot of action. This is what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. So how do they sign up, Catherine?
Go to michaels.com/online classes, or if michaels.com/classes, they both will take you to the same place, so you can get signed up. If you have any technical difficulties, reach out to Michael's customer care, and we will help you make sure that you're able to get signed up for the class you want to take. So we hope to see y'all at all those classes. Also, that is the same URL where you can view this class as well as the past classes Joe has done. So we have all those recordings up, so you can go back and watch, just in case you weren't able to attend or you might have missed a little lesson. Feel free to go watch those.
Yeah, and like I said, please leave some feedback though if you watch it. Like if there's stuff that you want to learn, stuff that you want to see done. Another cool project I just did on a Facebook Live this week, At Siser, we've been doing these themed weeks, which have been really cool. We're letting the people vote what the theme of the week is going to be, and we come and do a fun live project on our Facebook, our Instagram, our YouTube, all that fun stuff. And I did mine on Wednesday. What day is it? Yeah, Wednesday. And and this is what
Friday today.
Is it? So this week, well, I should say this week's theme is organize it. Again, you guys pick, we give you 2 options to pick from, and then you vote through the weekend, and then whatever wins will be the theme of the following week. And so this week was organize it. So I came up with the idea of organizing your thoughts, right? Because quarantine has brought in like all these goals and aspirations and things that you want to do while you're quarantined or maybe in the future. So I said, like, let's organize or decorate a journal that you could do to organize your thoughts. So I picked up this fun little journal, and it obviously was not decorated. It was just a serape design all the way around it. But what I did is I put our glitter heat transfer vinyl on it. So this is actually 2 colors. So I did the Galaxy Black inside. This is our lemon sugar glitter. And then on the back, I did the same thing. I just wanted to show people a contrast between a dark and a light on a pattern. So the lesson was to try to coordinate your color scheme when you're figuring out what you need to use color-wise and product-wise on the substrate. So I was showing what it would look like with a dark and a lighter color glitter. And as you see, the lighter color glitter doesn't pop as much. And it does say, the top says Quarantine 2020 Ideas and Goals. And then on the back says, I'll get to them in 2021. So this was the project that we did, which is really fun. And another one that was completely outside the box. So this is the kind of stuff that we enjoy doing. But again, I love to get the feedback and the ideas from you guys, because obviously the most important thing is that you are learning and that you're walking away with something that's going to inspire you to do something awesome for yourself, to start a business, or just for fun, you know. So that's what it's all about. And I thank you guys so much for being a part of it today, and thank you, Michaels, for having me on again. I'm looking forward to talking to you guys again tomorrow. I know you're probably already sick of me, but I know Catherine is. But she's going to be there tomorrow too, and we're going to have an awesome, fun, creative day for National Creative Day. I hope I said that right, Stacy, right? But yeah, thank you guys so much.
Thank you, everyone. Also, thank you from Michaels. We're so happy that y'all could join us today. Like I said, this will be recorded. You can rewatch it, as well as the past classes at michaels.com/online classes. Please don't hesitate to reach out to Siser, reach out to Michaels. If you ever need anything, we are absolutely here for you, even if you just need to talk. I'm sure there's someone that will listen. So we know this is a crazy time, and we're just here to help you continue to make and create, and we're just so thrilled that you're willing to spend your time with us. So thank you, everyone, and please have a very happy, safe, fun weekend, and we will see you tomorrow, hopefully.
See you guys tomorrow.